Hello and welcome back to Frog Boy X from Gaming. I'm Andrew and today I want to talk a little bit more about Carnivore and my TTG, time to gym, was about 51 days from starting Carnivore to getting my butt back into the gym and starting to work out. So here's what I did. I went to the gym. We went and got passes like sometime, like in the middle of the week. I think it was like Tuesday or something. We went and got our passes so that we could start going to the gym more. My wife likes to go to the gym as well, so we got like the rec center pass so that we could do like the swimming, play the basketball, ice skating, stuff like that. I haven't been to the gym since like 2010, 2011, when I was like doing all the police training and stuff, like trying to keep my body nice and fit and everything. I was doing all of that, and then I ended up moving into a different career path, and after that, it just kind of went downhill. Stopped going to the gym, stopped really focusing on that aspect of my life. Started gaining, like I said, about 20 pounds a year from like 35 up to 40 to 43. And things started getting worse. Like every year, I'd start to get more like joint pain. I would start to get tired. I would start losing, that just all types of things. I thought I'd like blown my arm out, so that was giving me an excuse not to go to the gym. It just hurt. I couldn't even do push-ups and stuff anymore because I just didn't have the strength. My arm would start burning, my leg was burning and stuff. So I just kind of started getting to the point where I was accepting defeat. I was accepting the fact that, like, look, man, unless you go on like some extreme diet and start losing weight, like, you are going to be unhealthy probably for the rest of your life. Well, no, man. I started doing this carnivore diet 53 days ago. 53 days ago, I have lost, today I woke up at 301 pounds. So I have lost a total of 34 freaking pounds in 53 days. I feel healthy. I feel good. I'm not sick all the time. And I had energy. So is what happened is I went to the gym on day 51. Day 51, I took some pictures of myself before I went in. And I was like, all right, let's do this. I haven't been to the gym in a very long time. So I started out, I started with some pretty heavy weight. I went with like 150 pounds, just to kind of see like where I'm at, what kind of muscle mass I still have, where I was at. That felt pretty good. So I could get about 10 reps out of that, out of the 150. And I just kept going until I couldn't do it anymore. And then I dropped down to 110 and finished out the rest of my sets doing 110. Then I did some abs and I did some lower back. And then I did like some shrugs and some arm curls. So I did a pretty decent workout for a good 30 minutes. Just hit it pretty hard. Got a good heart rate going. Got some good sweat going. And I felt good through the whole thing. I didn't feel like sluggish. I didn't feel off. I didn't feel like I was... I didn't even feel like I was struggling, but we had, Junior with us. He wanted to go swimming. My wife wanted to go swimming, and she didn't really. She was having, like a little bit of a hard time, at this gym. It was a little bit crowded or whatever. So I hit the gym pretty hard and fast for about 30 minutes. Then we went down to the pool area, jumped in the pool, and did a whole bunch of swimming and stuff. And let me tell you why this is important and why this matters to me. My shoulder was so bad that I couldn't do overarm strokes without my arm like literally locking up. It would literally lock up after just a few of them, and like, this is incredible. And that's pretty much why I went with like a heavy weight at first. I wanted to see if my shoulder could actually handle that type of a pounding that fast and that hard. So I started with chest and I started with arms, shoulders, stuff like that, because I wanted to see if I'm actually to a point where I could physically go back to the gym and work on my physique, work on my body again. And man, I'm happy to report that yes I can, and yes I can, and yes I can handle it. To be completely honest with you, after hitting it for 30 minutes straight as hard as I could, I still felt like I could have stayed there for the whole hour that I used to. Like, I used to stay there for about an hour or so, maybe even a little more sometimes, and truly work on my body. This is incredible. To tell you the truth, how I feel now in recovery. It's been 2 days now. Yes, there's still some like muscle pain and stuff, but it doesn't feel anywhere like, it doesn't feel as extreme as it used to. Like it feels like, I mean, like you could still feel the pain, but like, oh, it feels more yeah, dude, it feels pretty good. Like it doesn't hurt as bad as bad as I remember it used to hurting. Like my muscles feel good, and I still feel like I could use them and do some more if I absolutely needed to. I went through a whole nother day of work after working out. Didn't have a problem. Didn't come home. Wasn't tired. Didn't have any like, oh my gosh, I'm tired or anything like that. Throwing that workout on top of that. So I'm going to start going like at least 3 days a week, probably Monday, Wednesday, Friday. After work, I'll just head straight to the gym, get a workout. If the kids want to go on like Sunday morning or, Saturday night or something, we'll throw in another one in there. So we could be going potentially up to four days a week. This is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible, man. Like I recommend that everybody get on this gym and that everybody get on the carnivore diet. And when you do, just start it and then see what your TTG is. Time to gym. How long does it take you to finally be like, you know what, man? Like I am absolutely sick of sitting here. I want to go to the gym and I want to start speeding up the process of getting my body back to getting back to being you, getting back to being the healthy you. It's interesting too because to be honest, I started having those feelings about going to the gym like at day 30. Like day 30, I was like, yeah, dude, I need to burn off some of this extra testosterone. I need to get back to the gym and I need to start working out. But I just kept sitting here for like another 20 days. I did buy some dumbbells so that I could start working on my arms and stuff. But I was like, no, man, this isn't going to cut it. I need to get out there and I need to see exactly what I can do. So my TTG is 51 days. Had I known that like it was going to be one of those things where like, I was going to try to like push, not necessarily push people to do it, but get you excited, get you fired up, get you to the point where it's like, yeah, man, I'm sick of sitting here, man. Like once all of your autoimmune stuff subsides, like your achy joints, your sluggishness, your freaking brain fog, and all them other things that absolutely hold you back from doing anything, because there's no stopping this inertia. Once you get into this lifestyle, and you start to get to a point where you feel good about your body, it doesn't matter how big you are going to have that extra energy that you're just like, whoa, man, I can do something with this. And don't sit there. Don't sit there and waste it. Get up, go do something productive, go do something active, and start regaining your self-confidence. Start regaining who you were and who you are and what you want for your future. There is no reason for you to admit defeat and suffer when there's something so incredibly valuable out there in just changing your lifestyle to becoming a carnivore. You will have everything you need to get up and get motivated and get your butt back to the gym and start rebuilding who you were and what you are and what you want to become. I assure you that I was getting to the point where I was getting super lazy. Like, I don't go to the doctor, so I didn't go and get checked if I have diabetes, but my oldest sister has diabetes too. My oldest brother has diabetes too. My mom and dad had 12 kids, and almost all of the older ones have started getting diabetes too. Like I am 11 out of 12. 11 out of 12. Like, so I'm getting close enough to the point where like, look, I'm going to start getting there. And I've watched every single one of my brothers and sisters get to a point like 35 and then start packing on the pounds. I've watched them all. And I was like, okay, this is normal for my family, obviously. But clearly it's not. Clearly we are just eating the wrong thing, because after 53 days of eating meat, I feel healthier than I did when I was in my 20s. I feel good. I feel confident. I feel stronger. I feel like I can get out there and do things that I that I only want that I seriously thought was like a bygone bygone time in my life. I'm where I want to be right now. I'm feeling good about this. The weight loss, has slowed down and stuff to a point where it's like maybe 1-2 pounds a week now, but that's good. That's measurable for the most part. And as I continue, I think with this new path of working out, getting tone again, and rebuilding my body muscle and rebuilding that strength, I think that is going to significantly help me reduce that weight. Now, I was over on Twitter the other day when I posted the first post for this and said, "Look, man, I'm losing this weight. It's coming off. I'm getting to a point where like, you know, I'm back to the gym and stuff." And I get people on there, you know, telling me that I need to, yo, man, you need a balance. You need to eat carbs and you need to eat this. Well, I used to work out pretty regularly, and that was the style I used to use, was the carbs. I used to use the carbs. It filled in my chest and my arms and everything fairly well. But from the research that I've been doing since being on Carnivore, like, my body was just storing fat inside that muscle. So I wasn't getting lean muscle. I was getting fatty muscle. And that's why once you start to pack on the weight, it starts to go away. Like, my chest is deflated. It doesn't feel like it used to. My arms have kind of deflated a little bit. But now I'm going to do this on the Carnivore diet because I want to build that lean muscle instead of it being like fatty muscle. I want lean muscle. I want to build lean muscle. So that is the way that I will be going forward with this. So if you're trying to convince me to get back on the carbs, just don't, man. Like, that stuff is absolute poison. Absolutely poison. You do not need that nonsense in your body. I'm a believer. I'm an absolute believer that the Carnivore diet is the most optimized diet for the human body. I believe that. I mean, yeah, maybe you can play around with some vegetables, stuff like that, but then you start getting into oxalates, which are essentially toxins, neurotoxins that are gonna, you know, that are just gonna be toxic as they continue to build up. The more you eat them and stuff. So I would recommend very low oxalate if you're gonna do it, and stay away from the highest ones, like potatoes and stuff like that. Just try to find yourself, you know, like, the best way you can get into this, you know, maybe like lettuce or something, you know. Just try to find the least oxalate in your food that you can, so that it does not impede what you're trying to get done. As I've been on this Carnivore diet, I've noticed that there's been significant changes in my digestive tract, in my sinuses. I used to snort all the time when I would be making videos. Like, you can go back and watch any of my older stuff. You would always hear me snorting. Like, it would mess with my sinuses. My head would get foggy. I would take a long time to, like, you know, start talking and like make points and stuff. I feel like I've gotten significantly better at that, even in my video game content, as well as now in the Carnivore content. This is going to absolutely change your life. If you are struggling with being lazy, if you're struggling with joint pain, if you're struggling with sluggishness, if you're struggling with like IBS, or if you're struggling with inflammation, if you are struggling with waking up with headaches in the morning and just not feeling good and feeling like complete garbage every time you eat, I highly recommend minimum of 30 days on the Carnivore diet. Everybody else is like 60, 90, whatever. You will notice changes within the first week. I guarantee this. Eat nothing but Carnivore for 1 week and then go eat a slice of pizza. Go eat something sugary, because that's basically what I did. Actually, it only took me 3 days. I was on Carnivore for 3 days, and then I was like, man, I got to have a piece of pizza. Went and got pizza, and that tasted so bad, and I felt so sick after that, yes, within just 1 week, you will know that the stuff you put in your body is absolute garbage. Especially after you feeling good from eating meat, and then you put something else in your mouth and you feel how that will freaking make you feel. Yeah, you're gonna go through some changes in your body, and you are going to understand that everything else that you put in your body is gonna taste like trash. And here's my thing, okay? Go a week and then try to eat your carbs. And you'll know, like, oh gosh, okay, I don't feel good. I don't feel good with that. Then go another week and then try to eat your favorite vegetable and see how that makes you feel. My thing would probably be, if it makes you feel sick after Carnivore, probably don't put it in your diet. And try like one item at a time. Bring in one item back and see how that makes you feel, instead of just like being like, okay, I'm just going to do Carnivore and then a whole bunch of vegetables and fruits. No, do them one at a time, so that you can make sure that like what you're putting into your body is not going to disrupt the feeling that you have. And I mean, because like you can look at carnivore and you could be like, oh man, just the thought of eating meat for the rest of your life could probably scare a lot of people away, especially younger people. Like if you're a younger person, man, like I definitely recommend this as the most optimized way of eating. But you're young, you're still social, you're still going to want to go out with friends, and when you go out with friends, you're going to see what they're eating, and you're going to eat what they're going to eat. It's significantly easier to be a carnivore when you're older, I think, because I don't go out there and eat with anybody. Like I just come home and I prepare all my own food. If I'm in a pinch, I'm out and about, I'll stop at Wendy's or McDonald's or Carl's Jr. and I'll just order the beef patties. And then I'll just eat those. That's all you got to do. And it's actually pretty cheap. You can get 4 of the large patties from Wendy's for, gosh, what is it, like $6.46? Or you can go over to Carl's Jr. and get 2 of their 1/3 pound patties for like $7. So yeah, you can make that work and you can get just the meat that you need. And the funny thing is when you eat the meat, you stay fuller longer. Like you stay satiated. Your stomach will start to shrink. You'll start to get to a point where you don't need a whole lot of food. And at the first it's going to be up high. You're going to consume more calories of meat because your stomach is still kind of big. But then as you start, like you'll start to come down. Like you will start to come down over the course of like 30 to 40 days is what it took for me to start coming down to like a more. I ate 1 ribeye last night for dinner with 5 strips of bacon. I ate 5 hard-boiled eggs throughout the day, and then 5 strips of bacon earlier in the morning. So I had 10 strips of bacon, 5 boiled eggs, and 1 half-inch ribeye. That's what I ate all day yesterday, and I feel incredible. It's already 9 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since 5 and I still haven't eaten today because I just don't feel hungry. I'm feeling good. I feel satiated. I don't feel like I need to eat. And I don't even feel like I need to snack ever. I don't ever feel like I'm like, oh yeah, dude, I want a snack. Like I said before in some of the other videos, the only time I ever have a problem with any kind of other food is when we're shopping and I'll see, subconsciously stuff that I used to like and stuff that I used to want to have. So, I haven't bought any of it yet, and I don't plan to. I'm pretty good about, being pretty steadfast in my decision to be a carnivore. And I'll tell you, man, like the longer you go, the easier it gets. It really does. It really does get easier. And I mean, like, once you get to a point where you get yourself in a routine, this is what helps for me, and this is what would help with a lot of different carnivores out there. Get into a routine. Make your own food. Cook your own food. Do not depend on anybody else to cook your food for you. Cook your own food. Make enough for the other people in the family if somebody else wants to try it, if somebody else wants to eat that. The more meat you can get into those people, the better. I think if you are a married man like I am with kids and a wife, yeah, dude, cook only meat for dinner and be like, all right, hey babe, I'm cooking dinner tonight. This is what it is. We're having steak and bacon. And they're like, oh man, but I wanted to well, sorry, I don't make salads. I'm not a rabbit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll make the meat and you can eat the meat. And usually if you make them a good enough portion of the meat, they'll get full and they won't need anything else. So you can start to bring your family into it too, but don't force anything on them. Don't force anything on them. Don't try to like talk down to them or anything like that. Share your experiences with them, of course. Like tell them, look, man, look at these gains. Tell them how you feel, stuff like that, and just kind of help them. Get like if you do the cooking and you can get that into them, at least you're getting them one freaking solid fatty meal a day. And like after that, then they're going to be satiated, so they won't be snacking throughout the rest of the night. But then, come the day, the kids go to school to eat school lunch. Obviously, they're going to be getting the carbs and the garbage and all of that stuff from the school lunch. And like when you and your significant other are at work, depending on where they're at. But yeah, there's plenty of ways to try to help those that you love get into this too without being overbearing and pushy and belligerent or any of that kind of stuff about it. Because the last thing you want to do is push them away by forcing them to do something they don't want to do. They have to like come to it, and it kind of does work in my mind. Like if you just kind of bring them into it, at least one meal a day, then they start to get to a point where they're like, oh yeah, man, maybe this is good. Maybe they'll start feeling a little bit better. Maybe they'll be hungry. Maybe they won't be as hungry in the morning when they wake up, so they won't need a snack or anything. Because I'll tell you, man, eating carbs, like you'll go and eat carbs, and like 2 hours later, you are absolutely hungry again. You're hungry again. Like you feel like you need to eat again. You feel like you need a snack. You feel like your body's coming down and crashing, so you don't feel good. You feel irritable. All of that stuff that you don't get like that on a carnivore diet. You do not feel like that. You feel good. Like you feel once you get to that point where meat is the main sustenance that your body is receiving, like you get to a point seriously where you're not hungry. Like you don't get hungry. You don't have like the bubbling gut. You don't feel like your gut will never feel uncomfortable again. Like you'll always just be like, wow, man, this actually feels good. I mean, like I can sit here and like rub down to the side like this right here. Like I'm starting to get significantly more flat. Like look at this, man. Like this thing used to be a lot bigger, but it is starting to get so much smaller. I'm already down 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 dress sizes. I've lost 3 dress sizes. Actually, this shirt is like a large or whatever. I'm back into large shirts. When I was in XX large, I still got a lot of big clothes. I'm able to fit in jeans that I hadn't been able to wear in like 7 years, like since, and it's crazy. It's crazy how fast you start to burn the weight. I mean, they're still tight. Don't get me wrong. They're still tight. I look like a cowboy in them, but that's fine. But when I put them pants on now, at least they fit. I don't even need to suck in to button them up. That's the thing. They're tight around my legs, but I don't need to suck in to button them up. And those are a size 40, I believe, either 40 or a 42 that I was able to get back into. And I'm like, wow, this is incredible. Like I was starting to wear like stretchy pants and stuff like that because I was getting bigger. And now that I'm getting to a point where like I can start to fit in some of my old clothes and I can go out and get new clothes, like this is awesome, man. I've never felt better in my life, and I feel like this could significantly impact and change the way that you not only view yourself, but the way other people view you in general. You know, if you come in and like you have a happy attitude like I have now, and you're not suffering from depression or anxiety or any of that stuff that would put you in a mood to where you are moody around other people, because we absolutely need more happy people in the world, because it is just getting so negative out there, especially online. So we need happier people. And I feel happy. I feel good about myself. I feel like my body is now worth taking care of. I was getting to a point where I was, gosh dang, man, I just couldn't do it anymore. And I was starting to get to a point where I was like, my gosh, man, it's hard for me to get out of bed. I'll tell you, man, before I started this carnivore diet, I was seriously considering quitting the YouTube channel because it was just getting too much to try to do the YouTube stuff, work my full-time job, and I was starting to get more and more and more tired and just out of shape. I would come home from work and like I would almost take a nap every single day. I would come on Saturdays and Sundays, I would literally sleep past noon and just feel groggy and terrible, waking up with headaches because I was oversleeping. I just didn't feel right. I felt sick. Last night I stayed up till 2 in the morning and woke up at 5 o'clock, and I'm still up and I'm still doing yeah, dude, I just went and did my morning job, you know, for that I normally do on Saturday mornings. Like I feel incredible. I feel great being able to stay up and binge watch and do that kind of stuff, put some content out, make some videos. Like this is awesome. This is awesome. And I definitely believe that this could significantly impact your life to a point that you're going to feel so much better and you're going to be happier. You're going to be able to do more in life without as much stress as you used to have. Like you will feel better. I absolutely believe that. So if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll keep making these videos and trying to help and encourage people to continue to fight for to be able to fight for, you know, being able to fix your body and be able to fix your health and be happier again. So we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.